Inside the Story with 60 Minutes producer Ashley Veely.
You are required to relinquish the firearm.
Yeah, I understand.
This week, Scott Pelley reported on a story we did together on the red flag law that basically allows law enforcement to step in when a person is posing a threat to themselves or to others and take those guns away temporarily for up to a year. Our story brought us to the state of Colorado, who just passed the law recently, and we discovered there that there's quite a rift, a division, where about half the state is in strong favor of the law and half isn't.
I'm confident that what we have in place is a good law.
Yeah, I think the law is very dangerous, and I don't think they really took into account a lot of the police unions that came out against this bill.
As part of our story, we found two really interesting people to talk to, both deeply affected by mass shootings. They both serve in the state legislature. One is a representative in the state house, Tom Sullivan, who sadly lost his son in the Aurora movie theater shooting in 2012.
I got people running out of the theater, they're shot.
And as a result of the loss of his son, Alex, he basically turned his entire life around and became an advocate for stronger gun legislation in the state of Colorado.
It became very clear to me that if I really want to change something, I've actually got to get inside the building where the laws are being made.
He was heavily part of the bill and ultimately was at the signing the day the governor signed the law into effect for the state of Colorado.
Your critics argue that you've missed the point entirely, that this is a law that focuses on guns, and what it should have been from the start was a law that focused on mental health.
Hate is not a mental illness, okay? I mean, this is what's happening. This is what happened in Dayton and in El Paso.
When I look at this law, where do I see protections for gun owners?
What I am is the father of a murdered child, okay? What I am trying to do is to make sure that there are no other fathers who have to live the life that I have to do, okay? If you aren't a problem to yourself or others, if you haven't been a problem, to your community, you have nothing to fear from this.
Representative Patrick Neville is another person we traveled to Colorado to speak with, and what's interesting about him is he's a survivor of a mass shooting. He was present at Columbine in 1999. He was not there when the shooters were killing his fellow students inside the room, but he did lose a dear friend.
I wonder how Columbine formed your opinions about gun ownership and public safety.
Well, I think for me, the first time that I really formed a strong opinion on it was after I was in college. So if there was one place that I really didn't feel safe and that I really did feel vulnerable, it was definitely on the school campuses, sitting in those large classrooms, and not being able to protect myself really concerned me.
Patrick Neville is someone who believes very strongly in the Second Amendment. He believes that it's not the gun, it's the person that's carrying out, a violent act.
What concerns you about the law?
Look, I'm a father. I never want my kids to go through what I went through and what my friends went through at Columbine High School. But this doesn't solve the problem. You still have the person out there who can still hurt people. It doesn't eliminate that threat. So if we're actually looking to solve the problem, we need to look at the person.
The supporters of this bill say that this law focuses on the people. It's not confiscating everybody's weapons, it's focused on people who are posing an imminent threat.
But the end result is just they take their guns away, but the person's still there. They could get a truck, plow into a group of people like we see terrorists doing in Europe, knives, bombs, there's all sorts of different ways they could hurt people.
His complaint was that there aren't immediate resources. So when the person is served the order, the gun is taken away, they are given kind of suggestions to seek mental health care or to seek rehab or to seek whatever care it is they need, but there's no immediate resource for them to couple up with the minute that gun is taken away.
Springfield, that's it. Perfect. All right.
So this is what really drew us to these two individuals, the fact that they both serve in the state legislature, the fact that they both have been so deeply affected by a mass shooting, but yet they're really ending up at opposite ends of the issue and fighting it very passionately on both sides.